Hey everybody, Pete Gluzak here, Bass University TV. I'm with another great Bass University instructor, the Milkman. Do they still call you that?
Some people do. I guess you do.
Yeah, I do now. Jared Lintner, how are you, man? It's great to have you on the show.
Good to be here. ICAST 2019.
2019? Looking at all the latest and greatest?
Yeah, man, and actually, it's kind of funny, you know, Justin and I were talking about, he wants to know about big baits, and some of the baits that I've thrown for years have improved, and I see him here at ICAST, I'm like, give me that, because I want to talk about it.
Awesome.
So that's what we got going on.
I'm glad you're able to get some, because usually they don't let them out of their booth.
Well, I'll be honest, the owner was kind of taking a break, and I just told the kid working there, I'm like, I'll bring these back, so he might be in trouble.
He
but
might be
but
in
at least
trouble.
we're going to have a...
Because the problem is, anything that comes on the table stays on the table.
Okay.
We may get the cops called on us.
Yeah,
probably.
probably.
We'll see. But you know, you're from the West Coast.
Yep.
I'm an East Coast guy. It's weird that the West Coast and East Coast guys always get along so good.
Yeah.
But everybody in the middle is kind of all screwed up. But we're cool.
Yeah, no, the Midwest guys, the McClellans and guys, man.
Hard to deal with sometimes.
Kind of a rough crowd.
Well, I'm glad to have you here, because being on the West Coast, you guys have giants.
Yes.
And now we have them on the East Coast too, in Florida and Georgia.
Sure.
But a lot of the eastern seaboard, we don't see double-digit fish unless you're fishing Chickamauga.
Yeah.
Which is crazy with
that's
10-pounders.
Unbelievable.
We don't get to fish for them that much, but what I want to talk to you about is the techniques how they differ. When you're talking about a true giant, when you're talking about double-digit bass, or in some lakes it may be 8-pounders, certain parts of the country, targeting big fish. I know you have some experience.
Yep.
I think is 15 pounds your personal
so
best?
1485.
1485.
So almost 15.
Okay.
Yeah. So
that's pretty big.
Yeah, it's a big one. I mean, there's a lot bigger ones out there, obviously, and I've seen them on beds spawning, but they're pretty smart. And I mean, it's a whole different dynamic. You know, it's truly, it's like you're hunting. You're not you're fishing, but you're hunting. Right. If that makes any sense. So, instead of covering water, you are actually trying to figure out how to get that fish to bite. Because in California, other than, your Shasta, your Oroville's, we have a lot smaller lakes. So they're constantly seeing baits and people that you'll have them. I can't tell you how many 12 to 18, 19 pounders I've had follow my baits. Off the same structure, multiple times, a whole year. I had this one fish at Clear Lake, and finally I caught her. But she would follow my stuff, and it's all about, catching a big fish is all about, in my opinion, finding an angle. There's an angle that fish will react to more often than anything else. And it's throwing the right bait, right? I mean, you can't, I'll be honest, you can catch them on a little tiny fly, you can catch them on, a big or a drop shot worm, but you increase your odds when you're throwing a big old rat bait like that, or a 9-inch, back in the day it was a 9-inch osprey. Like, if you threw the 7-inch osprey, if you threw a 7-inch osprey, that big, you'd catch 3 and 4 and 5 pounders, maybe catch a big one. Yeah. You throw the 9-inch one, you'd catch just as many on that big bait, but they'd be 6 to 12 pounds.
Wow.
So you got to think, the more time I spend in California fishing these lakes, it's a big fish doesn't have to feed all day or all week. He could eat a trout or a big rat deal like that, and he's good for 3 or 4 days.
Right,
so he doesn't have to constantly be in that feeding mode. So you got to be really precise and know what you're doing to get that big fish to bite.
Is like you said, hunting, is it identifying a spot, or like you said, a piece of cover where a big fish is, and returning and returning and returning? Yeah. Is that a strategy?
Yeah, it can be. To me, even when I'm fishing back east or on big fish lakes like Guntersville, some lakes here in Florida, generally speaking, when you're getting a lot of bites and you're around a lot of fish, a great big giant fish is usually a loner. So it's fun to catch, 3 and 4, 2-pounders, whatever, all, you know, and you're having a great time and maybe catch a 5 or 6. But the odds of you catching a teener, it's not going to, 99% of the time, is never going to happen right there.
Right.
So the frustrating part about targeting big fish is you're not going to get a lot of bites. If you're doing it correctly, you're not going to get a lot of bites. So I had a really good friend of mine, Matt Newman. I don't know if you've heard of him. He's like one of the California swim bait expert guys. And I'm like, dude, this new swim bait came out years ago. And I said, let's go to Casitas. I just want to fish with you today.
It's Mike Iaconelli. This is Bass U TV.
Here's what's awesome about Bass U TV.
You get the top instructors.
Real tools that help you catch more fish consistently.
And that's why you want to check out Bass U TV.
Join the Bass U family.
Welcome to Bass U TV.